Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Jonah Vale, and today we're going to be talking about Mortal Online 2 and what it is and what it's about. A lot of people have been asking me, you know, the usual, is this game good? What is this game? Are there multiple servers? Are there instances? Are there quests? All that stuff. So I'm going to do as quick of a recap as I can of the game, and you know, on my basic understanding of it and what encapsulates the game and what it's about. Mortal Online 2 is a game that's being developed by Star Vault Studios. Now, they have been working on Mortal Online 1 for a long time, which is something you probably never heard of. Mortal Online 1 came out a long time ago. I want to say 15 years, something like that, maybe less. It had a shaky start. It did have a core following, but you know, it had a lot of bugs. It wasn't smooth, and it was an Unreal Engine 2.5. Mortal Online 2, they are transferring all of their assets, all of the content they've created to Unreal Engine 4. And then they're also going to have it ready to be converted to Unreal 5 when that's smoothed out. Who knows when that will be. I can tell you, since I played a couple weeks of Mortal Online 1, and I played this game so far for 3 days, it is drastically more immersive, more encapsulating. The world is not finished for what we've played. I can't comment about the combat being smoother or anything like that, because it was a long time ago when I played it. It was, you know, 5 or 6 years, maybe more. What I can tell you that the game is in a great position to do very well at what it wants to do. Mortal Online, in its essence, is a throwback to an older type of game, a game that we haven't seen in years. Henrik is the CEO, and he grew up on Ultima Online, the same as me. And while I don't agree with all of his design decisions, I do respect the fact that he has a vision and he's sticking to it. And I think that's important. A lot of times studios will, you know, start off with a vision. You love the vision, and then somewhere halfway through it, you know, money comes into play. It doesn't work out, whatever the case may be, and then it becomes something that isn't what the vision was about. And for as long as Mortal Online has been in existence, I don't think Henrik or the team has ever strayed on their vision. They did have a very small team on Mortal Online 1. It was a bigger one that dwindled down. I don't know all the history of that, nor do I really care, but it was mostly 5 devs keeping it afloat for a long period of time. The studio now has 28 full-time devs. They have an active GM staff, which is something I'm sure not a lot of gamers even know about or what that is. And it's going to be a living, breathing world that, you know, he's going to be working on. He wants this to be his life's work. So I definitely respect that, and I think that's awesome. Now, to answer some of the questions that are most common. Skills in Mortal Online go up by using the actions for them or by learning books for them and then waiting over time. Books can be found all over the world. There's rare books to find. There's secrets in the world. And there's also very advanced crafting. The crafting system, I've been told the alchemy system you need a PhD to do. There's lots of hidden recipes, having to find things and put them together. The crafting system is probably the most advanced I've seen in a game to date. So there's lots of different things you can do in the game. The styles, it's all very intricate and complex, and you know, that might turn off some people, but again, this game is not made for everyone. It's made for a specific type of player looking for something different. You know, if you want to kill 5 boars and bring 5 boars heads to an NPC for a quest, and then bring another bag from one town to another, and then hit level 60, and then do, you know, a raid once a week or whatever the case may be, this isn't the game for you. This game is not on the rails. There's no linear path. Once you leave the newbie island and you go out into the real world, it is full loot, open PvP. There are guards that will protect you somewhat, but you can still die in town. There's nowhere that's completely safe. You can be stolen from while you're at the bank if you're not paying attention. There's crazy dungeons that are not instanced. It's all one persistent world. The server is based in Europe, but they use ping equalization to make it the combat competitive for everyone involved, which means it might seem a little bit slower when you watch it on videos, but at a high level, I can promise you it's very skill based. The game is definitely more about group fighting, but that doesn't mean that, you know, fighting by yourself isn't going to be enjoyable. I've been doing it for a few days, and I've been having a blast when the server's running well. They're currently trying to break the server, so it's understandable that there's issues. But that being said, I can see the potential, and that's why I'm backing the project, and that's why I'm trying to give everyone as much info as possible. If this doesn't sound exciting to you, that's totally fine. Everyone likes different things. We're all products of our own environment, our own perspective, and I'm not knocking that. This is a game that is a callback to games I grew up on, and that's why I'm excited about it. There is one continent that is currently in the game, and this is called Nave. Now, there is no world map in game. They are going to add a cartography skill where, you know, players can piece together a map, but this is the one big continent that's currently in the game. To give you an idea, to walk across one of these grids is about 15 minutes. Okay, this world is 6 times larger than their previous world, and it's going to be very epic in scale. And I can tell you that even though the world is very unspawned right now because they haven't been putting a lot of the spawns in, it feels like you're in the best way I can describe it is it feels like you're in Lord of the Rings while you're playing the game. It's just absolutely insane. They already have another continent over here. I don't know the name of it, and that's in Mortal Online 1, so that'll be ported over. And I think they have a total of either 5 or 7 continents planned for the game, so it's just going to get bigger. Hopefully, you know, there's enough of a population to support that. I understand some people don't agree with that vision, but I respect the vision whether it works out or not, you know, and that's why we back projects like this. We don't really get unique ideas like this anymore, so I really truly do hope it works out. In regards to the current state of the game, we're in a stress test phase that was extended. That should be ending anytime soon. And then it's going to go into a closed beta persistent simulation phase. That means that they're going to try to simulate what the soft launch is going to be like, and they're going to try to not wipe it until early access release. And then once early access release happens, it will be wiped, and then that'll be the soft launch of the game. If this sounds interesting to you at all, and you would like to back the project, I'm going to put a link down below. You need to make a Mortal Online account. You need to go to the bottom and click donate. $39.99. That's going to get you stress test access, beta access, and then also it's going to pay for the first month of your subscription. And now you're like, Jonah, subscription? Yeah, subscription. Again, old school MMO. It's got a box price and a subscription. But when we pay a subscription, we have certain things that we're expecting. And what I can tell you is that so far, they've met my expectations just on the stress test. We have an active dev team that's communicating frequently. We have GMs that respond to our reports quickly. I mean, to give you an example, I had someone spamming some stuff in VoIP that they shouldn't be, reported him. He's gone. And you know, I personally have a ton of monthly payments, so why would I not pay 15 for something I'm going to spend a lot of time in? I understand that that's completely up to you. What $15 or $14 is. I do believe Steam is going to do regional pricing. Don't quote me on that. I hope that's true. So, you know, if you're in a different country and that's a lot of money to you, hopefully it'll work out and you'll be able to afford it. I truly hope we have a lot of people playing the game. The game uses FPS, as you can see my crosshairs here, and it's a directional melee combat for melee. We have 4 direction attacks. And then that means 4 directional blocks. There's a mounted combat, mounted archery, mounted magic. There's a ton of tamables in the game that you can use to attack people, defend yourself from people, or kill other creatures in the world. There's going to be lock picking, treasure chests, scrolls to find. And if you're curious about what the quest system's like, it's going to be non-traditional quest, i.e., on cave wall there's a map or a riddle leading you somewhere else that leads you somewhere else, and you have to solve a puzzle that's going to lead you to like a rare piece of loot. That is the type of quest they're doing. It's basically single player RPG, but you're playing with other people in an MMO world. That's you're getting a handcrafted world here, and you don't see this very often. I know a lot of people saw, you know, Asmin check it out at the Haven newbie zone, and I saw a lot of people were very judgmental of the game, and while I do understand those critiques, I do think a lot of those people would truly enjoy the game if they gave it a shot and played it. My best analogy is that playing the game is a lot smoother and immersive than it is watching someone do it. So if you're interested in the project, back it, and hopefully I will see you in the world of Mortal Online 2. Thank you for joining me.